Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another Unparalleled Universe action figure review, and today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Marvel Legends Walgreens exclusive ever-loving blue-eyed thing, aka Benjamin J. Grimm, and I'm super excited about this figure. This one's one of my most anticipated of the year from Marvel Legends, and I'm so happy to see that he does not disappoint. But let's get right into it, starting with the packaging. It's a typical Marvel Legends packaging. You're able to see the figure. I love that they didn't use like a bigger packaging for Thing. They just stuffed him in there with the accessories, and that's awesome. On the side of the box, you get some cool looking Thing artwork, and then on the back you get a look at the figure itself and some other information, a brief little vague bio, and that's cool. But they should really get some better writers to come up with some cool little biographies, because back in the day I used to love getting figures and looking at the back to read the little biography, because as a young kid you can't always get to the comic books, you know, so it's really cool to get some information from the back of these toy packages. But anyways, let's get into the figure. So as usual, let's start off with the articulation. I'm a big fan of the articulation setup on him, especially for being such a big figure. I think everything works really good. There's a few things they did that were a little confusing, but for the most part all the articulation is really awesome. So let's get into it here. His head is able to move side to side. It's on a ball joint, and he does look up, but it's a little bit tough to get him to look all the way up because the back of his neck is a little rocky and he's just big in this area, so his head really doesn't move up that much, but it moves up enough, and it does move down to about there. You could definitely get his chin down into his chest, and that's good. And then he has a little bit of tilt to it, so you could get some attitude kind of shots, so that's really cool. And the thing that I was a huge fan of is the torso articulation. I love this torso articulation. I really wish that they'd start using it more often. I think it allows for a lot more natural looking poses and more realistic looking poses versus a typical ab crunch. An ab crunch usually gets more, it could crunch deeper, but you know, you're kind of stuck just going straight vertical. And with this one, you could get them to the side, get them leaning back, you could get some nice like fist cocking poses. And yeah, I just love that a lot. I'm a huge fan of this torso articulation, and it works really good on Mr. Grimm here. So you're able to twist it side to side, of course, and you also have a swivel at the waist, so you have no problem with twisting him. But yeah, I love this articulation. Check that out. It rotates around. You could get it to tilt to the side. You could get it to go back to about there, and you could get it to crunch to there. And using this torso articulation, you could probably get it to crunch even more if it had like a little channel there in the center, and then you could get him to crunch more if you wanted to. But yeah, that's really awesome. I love this torso joint. And then for the arm, he doesn't have upper bicep swivel, and that's the thing that I was a little confused about. I don't know why they didn't include that. It would have been well hidden in there. But you do get a swivel at the elbow, so I don't think you're really missing anything by not having the bicep swivel. I think you get everything you need from the elbow swivel. And it is a single jointed elbow. This is kind of like an old Hasbro type of joint. You don't really see them doing this too much anymore, except for like on the female figures. But I think it works fine for the Thing here. So as far as the elbow, you're able to get it to bend to about there. I think that's a pretty decent amount. And then for his hands, they are, let's get over here. His hands are on a swivel, and then they hinge really nicely, and you could get his hands to curl in a really good amount. So check that out. Get him flexing. So that's awesome. Pretty good arm articulation. I was just a little surprised that they didn't have the upper bicep swivel. And for his legs, check that out. You could get him to do the splits pretty much. That's crazy. And they go forward to about there. They don't really go back. And then you have the upper thigh swivel, double jointed knees. You get an awesome rocking ankle. Look at that. Very cool. His foot tilts forward to about there. Then it tilts all the way up. So really nice job on the articulation on Mr. Grimm. And for the accessories, he really doesn't come with too much, but he does come with a couple cool things, which I'm excited about, because usually with the big figures, we really don't get too many accessories, so I'm happy they included some things with Thing here. And first off, he comes with a couple sets of hands. He has an open pair, and then of course he has a pair of fists. And then he comes with two different head sculpts. The first one here is just a regular stoic face, not really much emotion or anything, but it does look really nice. It does capture the seriousness of the Thing. And then with the second face, it has like an expression like he's angry and he's ready to fight. And I like both of these head sculpts are sculpted really nice, and I like how they both have the eyebrow kind of thing going on. And on the angry face, the eyebrow's kind of cocked and it's not really straight across, so that's awesome. And both really nice looking head sculpts. So for size comparisons, we're going to go all over the place with it, starting off with the Marvel Legends Rider Series Ghost Rider and the Marvel Legends Toy Biz Face Off Captain America. And then now here we have the Figure Arts Thanos and the Mezco 112 Collective Black Suit Spider-Man. And now we have the Toy Biz Joe Fixit and the Marvel Legends Ultimate Spider-Man from Hasbro. And here he is next to the Marvel Legends Namor and the Marvel Legends Pizza Spider-Man. I really like the way he looks next to Namor. I plan to take some pictures of them two together. Here he is with the DC Icons Flash and the Shocker Toys Tick. And then now we have the Figure Arts Hulk from Age of Ultron and the Marvel Legends Walmart exclusive Thanos figure. And then now here we have the Marvel Legends Wolverine and the Marvel Legends Black Panther. And here he is next to the Toy Biz Smart Hulk and the Hasbro 2-pack Toys R Us exclusive Ed McGuinness inspired Hulk. And I love the way he looks next to the Hasbro one. I like that Hulk is bigger. It would be cool if he was a little bit bigger, but I've always been a big fan of that Hulk figure. I really think that Hasbro needs to do take another shot at a comic book Hulk, because I think they did really good with that one. But it's just a little too stylized, you know. It's too specific to the Ed McGuinness artwork. But anyways, I think that the Thing looks a little big next to the Toy Biz Hulk. So I do like the way he sizes up with the Hasbro one. Not so much with the Toy Biz. And here he is next to the Marvel Legends It figure and the Marvel Legends 2-pack Thing that came out a couple years ago from Hasbro. And to be honest, I've never been a big fan of the Thing figures that came out in the Marvel Legends lines, because I don't know, they just were never that good. They never stood out to me as looking great, so I really never picked too many of them up. These are the only two that I have, actually. I might have some other ones stashed away that I'm forgetting right now, but these are the only two I had handy. And I do wish that I had the Series 2 version, I believe it was, that had the trench coat and glasses, because that'd be awesome to put on this figure. And Boog Nice did a really good example of that in his review, so go check that out if you want to see that. And of course, here he is next to the rest of Marvel's first family, and I'm so happy with how they all look together. Hasbro killed it with this set. I'd love if they did like a box set of the Future Foundation with these same bodies and same molds, maybe with some more accessories, and with like Franklin Richards and what's the sister's name? I think her name is Valeria or something like that. But it'd be so cool to get a box set, and hopefully they reuse this Fantastic Four, you know, setup for other future versions. You know, I wouldn't mind getting a you know, Reed with the trench coat, or Sue with the powered down arm, or a powered down Johnny Storm Thing and pants. All kinds of different things they could do, and hopefully they continue to use what they have here, because they did an amazing job with it, better than Toy Biz and better than Hasbro did in the past. So I'm super satisfied with how these guys look together. And last but not least, here he is next to the Marvel Select Thing figure. And this was pretty much my go-to Thing figure. He's not very posable, but he does look cool. He's huge compared to Marvel Legends, so he doesn't really fit in scale-wise, but I've always kind of liked him, so that's that. And as for the details on this figure, they did an incredible job with it. I love the way that all the rocks are sculpted. I like the paint wash that they did on him. And you could see like that there's paint in all the grooves of the rocks, and it's pretty much everywhere. And there's really, it's a little light down here, but there's still some paint wash in there. There isn't really any details on the shorts. Some people have pointed out that it doesn't have the Fantastic Four logo. To me, it's not really a big deal. I mean, either way for me, I'm fine. It would have been cool if it had it, but I'm okay with it not having it. But it's crazy to see how far Hasbro's come when it comes to paint details, because look how amazing this looks versus, you know, their old one here. And I used to like this one, but this new one makes this look like garbage. But yeah, check it out. That's so dope. They did a really good job with it. And, you know, just because the way the figure is, all the joints are well hidden. You can't really see the articulation. Of course, you could see that there. But, you know, he's rocks, you know. So all the articulation looks natural on him. So I'm very happy about that. You got some more details here in the back. All kinds of different size rocks and things. And then for the head sculpts, both of them look really nice. And they really capture the things like attitude and stuff. This is just him kind of hanging out, being angry, but not as angry as this face sculpt here. And look at that one. That one's he's ready to throw him right there. I like that face right there. That's really good. Both of them are really nice. And it's so cool that they included two head sculpts, because, you know, they've been known to lack a little bit on accessories, but I think that Ben Grimm here has everything that he needs. So overall, I'm so happy with this thing figure. I think that it's going to go down as one of my favorite Marvel Legends figures. I might just be saying that because he's new and it's exciting and all that cool stuff. But man, I love this thing. They did such an amazing job with it. I love the articulation. I love the sculpt. And just everything about it is pretty much perfect. There's no huge flaws with it. There's nothing that I hate about it. I love the way he looks next to other Marvel Legends figures. And he's just incredible. You know, I think that Hasbro nailed it. And I love that they snuck out some Fantastic Four things when Fantastic Four wasn't necessarily like the most popular thing going on. Marvel had canceled the books and the movies sucked, but Hasbro still found a way to get some cool figures out. And hopefully that continues with the, you know, the Fox Disney buyout or whatever happened there. It sounds like it's kind of official and Disney's going to own Fox. You know, who knows? That stuff is always changing, but it's cool that a result of that is going to be some more Fantastic Four love because they deserve it. They're the first family, and they shouldn't have been ignored how they've been all this time. But anyways, I love the figure. I highly suggest that you pick it up when he starts hitting Walgreens. I got this one a little bit early because my boy Astro Ender sent it to me, and huge shout out, man. I really appreciate you hooking me up with this figure, and I'm gonna get you back, man. I promise. But yeah, I'm so excited about this thing. Definitely pick it up when he comes out, and I think that's it. So thank you very much for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that cool stuff. And thank you very much. Peace.